to the Canadian Women in Ocean Industries Leadership Conference 2023. This is the Diversity in the Blue Economy podcast with Gale Force Wins. My name's Kelly. This is Allan. And today we have Valerie Larkin. Valerie, introduce yourself.
Well, hi. I'm Valerie Larkin. I am the Technology Transfer Manager at the Naval Undersea Warfare Center in Newport, Rhode Island. And so what NUIC, as we call it, does, we're the premier naval laboratory in the United States for submarine systems, which means we deal with all sorts of technologies, everything from sonar and sensors to autonomous underwater vehicles, to composites and advanced materials, batteries and fuel cells, all different kinds of technologies. In my job in technology transfer is to get our inventions out of the laboratory into the marketplace, to find collaborators, whether they be industry, academia, state and local governments, and we work with not just entities in the U.S., but we also collaborate with institutions in other countries. We've done a lot of work with wonderful companies in Canada. So that's what I do. I look for companies, universities, organizations to collaborate with us and do really cool research together.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you're at the perfect place for it. The Canadian Women in Ocean Industries conference that's what it's all about. We're bringing all groups together, academia, research, industry, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So anything exciting going on in your life, career-wise, personal-wise, that you're excited about, especially related to the conference here?
Well, I am really jazzed to be here for this conference. So far, it's been amazing. I've been working for the government now for 27 years. So probably the next big career move for me would be retirement and making room for some of these younger women to get involved. But I've seen a lot of changes, and to me, what's really important is diversity, getting more women involved, more people of color, and just in general creating opportunities for more people. And the more involvement, the more that everybody gets to participate, not only is that the right thing to do, but it's the good thing to do. It's how we get diversity of opinions and thoughts and ideas. And traditionally, in organizations like mine, many organizations, they were bound by groupthink. Everybody kind of thinking the same way, and that's not how we get innovation. So things like this are really exciting, and I'm really enthusiastic to see what kind of changes are on the horizon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Valerie, a great explanation, and 27 years in and around this undersea space, you've seen a lot of changes, there's no doubt, particularly as it relates to diversity and inclusion.
Right.
But I'd like to dive a little deeper into the technology side.
Unintended. Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of cool things happening in Canada right now, undersea, ocean, particularly in Atlantic Canada, particularly in Newfoundland. What do you think's going on up here? Why is all of this happening all of a sudden? You would be on the outside looking in. What do you think of what's happening in Canada?
Well, I first came up here to St. John's in 2010 I was at the Oceans Innovation Conference, and I really got interested in something that was happening a lot more in Canada and also in Europe, much more than in the U.S. Back then they called it clusters, and they still use that term. And of course, we've always had technology clusters. I mean, in the U.S., we have Silicon Valley, but it was more understood here. And I really looked at what was going on in St. John's. Of course, you have the oil and gas industry, which is the major economic driver. But you have a wonderful research institution here, the Marine Institute at Memorial University. You have all of these innovative companies. I got to work with some of them. One of the things I do in my job is to put together collaborative research and development agreements. And I did that with some of the companies that I was introduced to here in St. John's. So this whole notion of an ecosystem around blue tech, and since then, and I've been very much involved with this where I am, we've had the development of the blue economy. Where I live, it's centered around southern New England, involving like the lab where I am and a couple of universities and many companies. And a lot of what I have been involved with and how to foster and nourish this ecosystem was inspired by my first trips to St. John's.
And so just for people at home, the blue economy, how would you describe that in your own words?
The blue economy is all of the industry and research that is centered on the ocean, and it's a way to make that both economically sustainable and also environmentally sustainable, which is very important now.
Yes, definitely. And you were one of our luncheon speakers here at our conference,
correct.
Which is tomorrow, I believe. Yes, excited about anything in particular that you will be talking about, or any subjects you're excited to be touching on, or anything else?
Well, I was asked to talk about myself, which truthfully is not something I'm most comfortable doing. I generally like to talk about what other people do, and that's what I do in technology transfer. But just about my career doing tech transfer in a Navy lab, how I got to it, how my personal experiences and what I've gone through as affected that, and I hopefully my life will in some way, maybe, I don't know, give ideas to other people. We'll see. We'll see how it comes out.
Exactly. And you'll be an inspiration to many, I'm sure, because you've done so much work for the blue economy. You have done amazing things connecting Canada to the States, and also getting involved the naval world to the academic research, everything else. So it's wonderful.
There's little doubt in my mind you will inspire people. 27 years in this field. When you started, there probably wasn't a whole lot of people like you in that field.
No.
Changed quite a bit over the 27 years.
Yes.
Partly because of you, because of your involvement, and they're paving a way for so many other people. I have to tell you, what a privilege it is to sit with you here. And Newick is, she really underplayed it, but it is probably the leading institution for undersea surveillance, technology development. What you do for the globe is to be celebrated, and your piece of it, that doesn't happen without solid leadership. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.